All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Santa Claus is coming to town, and you know what? He's bringing the listings today. Welcome, everybody. I just hopped over. We've got a Glover Agency sales meeting taking place this morning, and of course, we've got a great webinar for you. We got our final webinar, and I've got a lot of great stuff to cover with you because we're talking all sellers, which, as you know, is my favorite topic. So while they're getting my video spotlighted, Taylor, if you can get that taken care of, please. Also, I want to make sure that you've got the workbook printed out. If we could get that workbook printed out, there's a lot of things in that workbook that we're going to cover. All right, so there we go. That works better. Thank you. So get the workbook printed out. It's in the notes. It's in the chat. By the way, for those of you that are using the chat, all right, I see a lot of you chatting with me, hosts and panelists, and that's great. Thank you. Good to see everyone. But I also want everyone else to see that you're here. So make sure you're putting your city, state, province, wherever you're joining us from today in the chat as well. So that way we know where everyone is joining from. Do we have any first timers on? If we got any first timers on, I love seeing my first timers. Let's get those first timers in the chat. All right, great, great. Good. Cocoa Beach, Florida in the house. Omaha. Omaha. All right, good to see you. Sacramento, thanks for waking up for us this morning. Sacramento, British Columbia, also thank you for waking up with us this morning. This is the final winter webinar session, and we're going to be diving into all seller stuff today. And before I jump into it, I want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone who's been joining us for these 6 webinars. And we do this, by the way, every December, we do a winter webinar series, and we pick the month of December because it's a time when there's tons of distractions. I mean, there's tons of things that we can be doing this time of year. And so I want to keep everyone plugged in and engaged, because just like the conversation I had with our team just about 30 minutes ago was, you have a higher ROT, you have a higher return on your time right now than maybe some other big months of the year. And people don't necessarily recognize what that means. Well, first of all, what does ROT mean? ROT means return on time. And you have a higher return on your time in the month of December compared to several other months of the year. Now, generally speaking, your highest RO time is going to be, depending on where you're at in US or Canada, your highest ROT is going to be May, months like April, May, June, July, when everybody wants to do stuff. But you might be thinking, well, Jeff, it's the holidays. Who wants to do stuff this time of year? Well, first of all, as you guys know, there's a lot of buyers and sellers buying and selling right now. But here's what I know. Why is December a high ROT month? December is a high ROT month because there's substantially less competition. So if you think about it for a second, if a buyer inquires or a seller inquires, there might be at any given time 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 real estate agents that reach out to that buyer or that seller. This time of year, that number gets cut in half, minimum. Sometimes I would say even 2/3. So you have substantially less competition right now, which actually means the time that you're putting in right now. And again, I'm talking right now. I'm not talking 12/24, 12/25, 12/26 even. All right. I want you to spend as much time with family and friends as possible. But the time you're putting in right now actually has a higher ROT than, say, like, October 10th or October 11th, where it's just kind of a vanilla month, a normal month. And the reason for that is because there's substantially, the amount of agents that kind of mentally shut down right now is substantial compared to the decline in sales that take place in your market in the month of December. So take advantage of your ROT. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. Before we do, I want to make sure you know who we are. For my first timers, I saw quite a few first timers in the chat. My name is Jeff Glover, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And I'm excited to be back in town. I'm actually in the old studio today. We just finished up a tour stop in Tucson, Arizona yesterday, and I'm excited to be back with everybody to finish up, to wrap up our winter webinar series. We're talking all sellers today. And before I jump into the content, I want to make sure, for those that are first timers, if you're not familiar, all right, Glover U is a broker agnostic training and coaching company for agents from all brands all over the US and Canada. I mean, today we have several clients in every single state in the country. We have several clients in the provinces in Canada. So, when people say, well, Jeff, is this like just a Midwest, kind of technique? Is this a Midwest strategy? Nope. We don't have hundreds. We now have thousands of success stories of real estate agents, brokers, and team leaders using our system at a high level all over North America. So what we're doing here, what I'm going to teach you today, absolutely works. Now, I know there's some nuances in the way things work in Canada. In fact, one of the things we're talking about today is expireds and some of the things you need to know about expireds. And I know the way you work expireds in Canada is a little bit different than you might work them in the US. I know the way you work expireds in British Columbia might be a little bit different than the way that you work them in Ontario. So we'll touch on that a little bit. But for those that are not familiar, I've been listing and selling real estate now for 21 years. This May, I entered into my 21st year in the business. I've been leading teams and agents now for 19 of those. In 2005, a lady by the name of Kathy Schweitzer took a chance on me to run her brokerage. And I've been working with agents in the training and coaching capacity since 2005. I'm in the trenches with you. Just to give you an idea, I'm still personally listing and selling. In the last 10 years, I've averaged over 100 sales per year, myself personally. Our team closed 982 transactions last year, and the majority of our business, as you're going to see in a minute, comes from sellers. So there's a couple things that I want to share with you. We got a lot of feedback last time we did our webinars. Jeff, you guys give away so much stuff, and we love that, but it ends up taking up like 15 minutes of the webinar. So we consolidated all of our free resources into one place. All of the stuff we give away, we put it in one place. The daily message, for instance, we have over 19,000 people subscribed to the daily message today, where every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday, I'm writing a message specifically designed to help you list and sell more homes. That just reminded me, I haven't written today's yet. I'm going to do that before we're done here, or when we're done here. Every day I'm writing a message specifically designed to help you list and sell more real estate. And thank you. Good. Thank you. A couple people love it. That's good to see. Thank you for that. Now, for those of you that have no idea what this daily message is, how do I get my hands on it? And even if you do get the daily message, I want you to download this resource because it is the one-stop shop for everything. So everyone right now, take out your cell phones and open up your app store. Go ahead, take out your cell phones, open up your app store. Take out your cell phones, open up your app store, and you're going to search Glover space the letter U. Glover space the letter U. All right. Glover space the letter U. You're going to bring up the Glover U app. You're going to want to download that for two reasons. Number one, that's how you're going to get the daily message, which every day I write a message, Monday through Friday, something designed to help you listen, sell more real estate. In addition, anytime we're coming up with a new free resource, in fact, there's going to be a few of them today. Every time we come up with a new free resource, we drop it in the app first. So the app is like the new place for everything. There's one other place. After you're done download the app, I'll give you a minute to do so because not everyone has it. So again, you're searching Glover U in your app store. After you're done downloading the app, or maybe you already have the app, but you don't have this resource, when you're done with that, I want you to open up your Facebook app. All right. So when you're done, just whatever, sign up for the app and put your email in there. That's how you're going to get the daily message. By the way, we switched to email and notification on the app for the daily message because we had so many people on the West Coast complaining that when I would send out a text message at 8:45 Eastern, your phone was buzzing at 5:45. All right. So we switched to daily message through the app and also via email. So get your hands on that app. Secondly, I want to make sure you all have the Glover U access to the Glover U Inner Circle Facebook group. All right. So you're going to search Glover space the letter U space Inner Circle on Facebook. All of you should be in there already. I'm sure most of you are, but if you're not, make sure you search that out. There's all sorts of great stuff going on there. Role play partners, we drop videos in there. When we're coming to your town, we usually announce it in there. And that's the Glover U Inner Circle Facebook group. So get the app and make sure you're in the Facebook group. Okay. So let's talk seller business for a second. One thing I love about this market getting a little softer as it has this year, there's actually more seller opportunities to go around. All right. And listen, you can go back and look at the numbers. Last time the market got soft, we lost 40% of the industry. Now we haven't lost 40% of the industry yet, but we're pacing. I mean, we're already down 250,000 agents in the last 2 years. So those numbers of agents is coming down. And what does that mean? That means there's actually more listings available to you. And so I'm going to do something that we actually did at our Scottsdale, Arizona mastermind about a month ago. This is the first time I did this. I did this in person a month ago, and I said, you know what? I'm going to share this because I can spit out all of our numbers all day long, but I want you to actually see them. I want you to actually know that what I'm covering today is real. It's not something I read in a Facebook group. It's not something I read in a book. I think today you have a lot of options of people that you can follow and people that you can listen to. And I would imagine the reason why we're having so much growth at Glover U is because I'm in it with you. I'm in the trenches with you. I know what you're going through. I mean, on a bad month, I'm still taking 6, 7 listings personally. On a good month, I'll take 10 or 12. So what I asked our operations team behind the scenes to do is to pull for me the last 90 days of listings taken. I'm going to have those put up on the screen in a second. And when I do, I want you to pay attention to some consistencies. Now, I will point them out to make it a little bit easier for you. But I actually asked our operations team, I said, I want to show, we've been talking about how I've been saying for years, we average between 75 and 100 listings taken per month. And I know that we do, otherwise I wouldn't have been saying it. But how do you know? And where do they all come from? So I asked our operations team to put together, just give me the last 90 days. In fact, it's September, October, November. So it's the last 3 months of our listings taken. And I want to show you that because there's a couple observations I want to point out. And then after I'm done pointing out those observations, I'm going to get into some of the how, because it's one thing to see the what. I want to show you the how. So let's take a look in the last 90 days where all of our, when I say our, just to give you an idea, we have a team of 28 associates. I'm sorry. Yes, 28 full-time associates. All right. So you see there at the top, it says listings 9/12 through 11/12. So I'm sorry, that's 2 months worth of listings. All right. So you got 2 months worth of listings there. So let's take a look and see where all of our listings are coming from. So if you could scroll that for me, please. All right. By the way, EXP stands for expireds. All right. So you see that we're looking at the sources, starting with agent referrals, expireds. You see the addresses, you see the cities, you see some of the price ranges. Now watch. Don't laugh at our price ranges, okay? I'm from Detroit. We got to sell and we got to take a lot of listings and sell a lot of homes to have any success over here, all right? You see the commissions that are being charged over there on the right as well, all right? So you can keep scrolling. Okay, these are all expireds. Those are all expireds. These are the 9/12 through 11/12, 60 days worth of listings taken in our market. A lot of you are chatting us right now. Make sure you change your chat to everyone, not just hosts and panelists. All right. EXP stands for expired. When you see -ISA, that means an inside sales associate generated the listing. Yep, we have a minimum commission when the price falls below a certain point. That's right. Oh, yeah. For sale by owners. Hold on. Go back up a little bit. For sale by owners. So, by the way, you may not have counted them, and that's okay. We had 93 listings from expireds in this time period. 93 listings from expireds. For sale by owners, not bad. Also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for sale by owners in the last 60 days, 9/12 to 11/12. All right, keep scrolling. Keep going. Okay, let's see. Keep going. Hybrid farm. All right, I'm going to stop at, because listen, at the end of the day, there's going to be a huge mix of sources, but hybrid farm. Okay, we're going to talk about hybrid farms in just a second. Hybrid farming, look at these. And these are good price points for us. Now, our average sales price is like $275, as you can figure out. These are really good price points. Also notice, just keep it paused right there for a second. It's very rare you'll see listings taken for less than 6%. Now, I'm not suggesting, I'm not making any recommendation, I'm not trying to break any rules here. I want you to pay attention to these commissions as I go through. It's very rare that we cut our commission. Okay, we'll be talking hybrid farm in a second. Keep scrolling. You can keep scrolling. Pay attention to the sources and pay attention to the commission rates and the sales prices. Now, what is PC? PC stands for past client. Okay, past client dash expired. Past client dash FSBO. Past client dash HomeLight. Keep scrolling on the past client. Past client dash SOI. Now, what does this mean? Well, what those mean is the source is the source. I want you to write this down. The source is the source. All right, you can keep scrolling. See, past client dash Zillow. All right, so actually stop right there. Past client dash Zillow. All right, so there's one in Fraser, there's one in Warren, and there's one in Standish. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that we paid for a Zillow lead 1, 3, 5, 10 years ago, maybe, and we're still getting referrals from that client. So I don't want you to look at your spend and your return as one-to-one. All right. So you might think, well, I spent, oh my gosh, I wasted $10,000 this year on Zillow and I only got 4 sales to show for it. I barely broke even. Yeah, but what about the repeat and referral business? That's right, Alex. Every time we do a deal from Zillow, we take the commission, we times it by 3. Why do we do that? Well, because if we treat the database correctly, we're going to get 3 transactions from that client. The first one that just closed, plus a referral, and they're going to come back and use us later. We look at every closing times 3 because we have to work to make that source profitable. How do we work to make that source profitable? Future business. All right, you can keep scrolling. SOI is sphere of influence. You'll see a lot of listings from the database, which we're not going to spend a lot of time on database today. For those of you that are joining us at the summit, I know we've got several breakout sessions on getting listings from database. Keep scrolling, and then a couple there from Zillow down at the bottom. So by the way, I'm not sure if you counted or well, here you can see the number. See that number 228? See the time frame 9/12 through 11/12, 228 listings taken in a 60-day period. Do you think we know our listing game? We do. 93 of those came from expireds. The number 3 source, by the way, was hybrid farming. The number 4 source was for sale by owners. Our number 2 source is database. So watch this. So we're going to jump into the sources of business. So you can go ahead and close that off of there. And before I do, I want you to write these dates down, okay? Write these dates down. I'm going to get into the sources in just a second. Do me a favor and write down 12/27. Okay, just like this, okay? 12/27, 12/31, 1/1, 1/2, and 1/6. 12/27, 12/31, 1/1, 1/2, and 1/6. What do those dates represent? I'm going to tell you. If you want to become a better listing agent and start the year strong, I'll tell you exactly what they represent. All right. 12/27 represents, this is going to be your after the holidays lead follow-up day. Your after the holidays lead follow-up day. So watch this. On 12/27, I'm calling every single lead that I spoke to that told me they wanted to wait until after the first of the year. They told me they wanted to wait until after the holidays. I'm calling every single one on 12/27 with bells on, literally, on 12/27. And I'm recognizing, I'm saying, hi, this is Realtor Jeff Glover. You probably don't remember. We spoke a few months back. You said you wanted me to give you a call after the holidays. And I know we're in the middle of the holidays right now. So go ahead and write down, acknowledge that we're in the middle of the holidays. So you're calling everyone who said they wanted to wait till after the holidays on 12/27. You're acknowledging that you're calling early. Why am I acknowledging that I'm calling early? Well, because here's the rest of the script. And the reason why I'm calling you early is because the interest rates are falling. More and more consumers like yourself are re-entering the market. Because interest rates are coming down, more and more consumers like yourself are re-entering the market. And I want you to have the first opportunity to get in my schedule next week once the holidays are behind us. And I want you to have the first opportunity to get in my schedule next week once the holidays are behind us. So you're calling everyone that said they wanted to wait till after the holidays during the holidays. Yes, you're acknowledging that you're calling them during the holidays. And you're saying my schedule is booking up for next week. Would January 3rd or January 4th be better for you? And here's what ends up happening. Your competition, if they even remember to call, I hope you're writing this down. Your competition, if they remember to call, they're going to call on January 3rd, 4th, or 5th when they get back in town. You're already going to have the listing. You're already going to have a buyer that you're out showing houses to. So 12/27, I'm calling everyone that said they wanted to wait till after the holidays. That's what 12/27 represents. Go ahead and write down 12/31. Go ahead and write down 12/31. 12/31 is what I call Goofy Realtor Day. Just write it down. I'll explain. Goofy Realtor Day. They're silly. They're goofy. All right. I'll explain what I mean by that. Just write it down. 12/31 is Goofy Realtor Day. And do you know what Goofy Realtor Day represents? Goofy Realtor Day represents every single listing agent who took a listing in September, October, July, August, November, whenever they took the listing. And they thought at the time, when they told the seller, we're going to take your listing through the end of the year, they thought at the time that there were only 30 days in December. So they put the expiration date as 12/30. And guess what? We have an excessive number of homes that come off the market and are available to list on 12/31. So 12/31 is Goofy Realtor Day because if on a typical day you have 10, 20, 100, don't worry, Scott, we'll get to 1/1, all right? Chill out there. You don't get ahead of me. On 12/31, good to see you, Scott. Again, twice this week. On 12/31, that's Silly Realtor Day, that's Goofy Realtor Day. I'm going to have an overabundance number of opportunities to go after. So guess what? I'm setting aside time on 12/31. What, Jeff? That's New Year's Eve. What are you talking about? Yes, and I'm going to put 2 to 3 hours in the morning going after the homes that came off the market, the ones that I want, because there's going to be an excessive number available to me. Next, I want you to write down 1/1, 1/1, 1/1. And next to 1/1, I want you to write down Ultimate Prospecting Day. It is the biggest prospecting day of the year, bar none, hands down, especially for expireds. What? It's a holiday. What are you talking about? Maybe for you. For me, it's been my holiday. You're right. I set 5 to 6 listing appointments on 1/1, and I take 2 to 3 listings because of my efforts on 1/1. That pays for all of my holidays. So you're right. That's how I reward myself on that holiday. I get my entire Christmas paid for because of my results on 1/1. And the good news is you guys get to all watch it live, because I want you to write down next to this, gloveru.com/webinar, the same website you went to sign up for this, because on January 1st, I believe it's 10 o'clock Eastern until noon Eastern, 10 until noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be doing it live from Pasadena, California, because yes, Scott, I will be there for the Rose Bowl. So I will be waking up at 5 or 6 a.m., whatever time it is, and I'll be live on Zoom, and you can watch me prospect expireds, and I hope you're prospecting alongside me, because in your market, you're going to have an excessive number of opportunities available to you. That's January the 1st. I'll be doing it from 10 to noon. If you want to do it from 9 to noon, if you want to go from 10 to 1, whatever. I don't recommend you start too early. All right, I'll give you advice on 1/1 on that day. I'll give you some tips on New Year's Day, but I wanted to make sure you wrote that date down. Yep, the link to register will be out later this week. It's free. You can watch me process. I would recommend you, for those that are leading teams or brokerages, put it on live in your office. All right, seriously, put it on live in your office. Get everyone in to watch and make prospecting calls alongside you. Next, I want you to write down 1/2. I keep seeing people ask for our scripts. They're all in the app. All of our scripts are in the app. If you download the GloveRU app, they're all there. Next, I want you to write down 1/2. What is 1/2? 1/2 is the second biggest prospecting day of the year. January 2nd is the second biggest prospecting day of the year. Why is that? Well, because all the agents who put 1/1 as the expiration date, that means we get a whole new batch of expireds to work on 1/2. So January 2nd is the second biggest prospecting day of the year. The next one I want you to write down is 1/6. Somebody asked the question, best way to get expired numbers these days? We recommend one of two systems. And if you go to gloveru.com/affiliates, you'll see both of them if we can get that thrown in the chat. gloveru.com/affiliates. There will be a direct link to Vulcan 7 and a direct link to RedX, REDX, and Vulcan 7. The reason why you want to use those links is because they waive your setup fees and your monthly fees are lower. We told them if they want to be on our website, you better be offering stuff that's cheaper than what the public is paying. So if you go to gloveru.com/affiliates, Scott, 1/3 to 1/5, I'm on appointments, brother. 1/3, 1/5, I'm on my follow-up appointments, and I'm on listing appointments from the first. So 1/2 is the second biggest prospecting day of the year. 1/6, no, we don't use triple line dollars. We use single line dollars. 1/6, write this down, is the biggest makeup day of the year for prospecting. It's the biggest makeup day of the year for prospecting. Okay, just write it down and I'll tell you what I mean by that. It's the biggest makeup day of the year. Okay, what does that mean? What does the makeup day mean? Well, the makeup day means this. Okay. On on January the 6th, all the people that were gone for the holidays are now getting home and they're getting ready to get back to business. All of the people that are getting home for the holidays are getting ready to get back for business. All right, Keller, go see them at their door. That's what I love about I get it in some markets. Oh, Jeff, Canada, we can't prospect expireds. Go to their door. We can't target them. Go to the neighbor's door. That solves that. Do you know that door knocking? We just did a webinar. You heard us on what is today, Wednesday? You heard us on Monday. Door knocking is more effective today than it's been in the history of real estate. More people are home, more people are answering. People can see you on camera now, so they're more likely to answer. It used to be only 1 out of every 4 people would answer their door. Today, it's 1 out of every 3. Door knocking is more effective today. If you missed that webinar on Monday, go back to gloveru.com/webinar. The replay is up. Go check it out. So on 1/6, I'm going through all of the homes that came off the market, all of my lead follow-up, the lead follow-up that didn't respond to me on 12/27. I'm going through everyone. It's a makeup day for me. Every single house that came off the market. Why? Because if they weren't home on 12/27, 12/31, 1/1, or 1/2, they're going to be home on 1/6 because the world goes back to normal on 1/8, which is a Monday. So 1/6 is my makeup day. You have to take a look at your ROT. The return on your time is higher on these dates. I would say these three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of these. The ROT on your time on these dates is higher than probably any other date of the year that you can think of. You want to go into January with a few listings taken? I'm not telling you to work all day. I'm not even telling you to work a half day. Put in a few hours on each one of those days and watch what happens in January. Watch how you start your year compared to past years. Listen, you want to take 12/23, 12/24, 12/25, 12/26 off? Go for it. You want to take 12/28, 12/29, 12/30 off? Go for it. Spend as much time as you want with your family and friends. But I'm telling you right now, these are the highest profitable, the most profitable days in a year's time span in a year in that 1 week stretch, 12/27 to 1/6. Take advantage. All right, let's jump into the sources. You saw 93 expired listings taken in the 60-day stretch. So let's take a look at what's different. All right, what are we doing different? Well, first of all, we're starting with a system like Vulcan 7 and RedX. We use both of those for our data. If you go to gloveru.com/affiliates, that's gloveru.com/affiliates, which they usually drop it in the chat. So if it hasn't been dropped in the chat yet, it will. Otherwise, just go to gloveru.com and one of the drop downs will have like affiliates or whatever. You'll find it in there. If you go through there, they'll hook you up. There it is. You're gonna get different lower rates than what the public pays. All right, I can tell you that. So there's where you find them. Now, what are the methods that we're using for working expireds? We actually work expireds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways. You want to talk about doubling down? We work expireds 7 different ways. We call them, we text them, we email them, we visit them at their door. We call them, we text them, we email them, we visit them at their door, we send them direct mail, we find them on social media, and we geofence their house. We call them, we text them, we email them, there is no stone left unturned. You don't list 93 expires in that time frame without all these methods. We call them, we text them, we email them, we visit them at their door, we direct mail, we find them on social media, we geofence their house. All of that happens with every home that comes off the market in Metro Detroit. There's no wonder why we list more expires than probably anyone else in the state. So, but it starts with good data. So make sure you're getting your data from RedX or Vulcan 7. Once you have the data, well, Jeff, how do I find them on social media? Good news is they give you email addresses. You copy and paste their email address to Google. You click search. It's going to pull up all their social media channels. Geofencing. You have their address. You can market around their property. Home didn't sell. Where were you moving to? You can do targeted marketing around their house. And you can do it for 2 weeks. You can do it for a month. Most expireds are listing their home for sale within 7 to 10 days. They're signing another contract with a new agent within 7 to 10 days of it coming off the market. You understand that. If a home comes off the market today, now Maybe because of the holidays, there might be a little exception here. But if a home comes on the market, they're meeting with and signing with a new agent in 7 to 10 days. Now, that doesn't mean it's going back on the market in 7 to 10 days. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 weeks after that. But they're meeting with an agent within 7 to 10 days. You can geofence through Google Ads, or you can also target social media. So I can create a custom audience. I can take the email addresses that I get from Vulcan 7 or RedX. Again, you can find those gloveru.com/affiliates. I take the email addresses from them and I create a custom audience. And once per month, I create an ad campaign with all of those email addresses on Instagram and Facebook. You want to talk about going 6, 7 layers deep on that source of business? Call your text, by the way. We're not sending a standard text. We're taking out our phones. We're taking out a recorder and we're recording a personalized video message. Hi, this is your realtor, Jeff Glover. I'm sorry, this is not your realtor. Sorry. That's it. Well, that's what I'm calling my database. So that's for another day. Hi, this is Jeff Glover, and I just noticed your home came off the market, and I was wondering, are you still accepting offers on your home on blank street? I'm personalizing it to their name. The best script, the best text, the best email, the best thing you could say to an expired. You'll get more responses with this than any other script out there. I was wondering if you're still accepting offers on your home on blank street. If you are, could you give me a call back? Thanks. Bye. Click send. You'll get more responses to that than anything else you'll do. On January 1st, you'll watch me prospect. I'll be doing that in between dials because you want to get it to a point to where you can be super efficient with that. So if you want to work expires, it's not just good old-fashioned prospecting calls. It's having a real strong direct mailer. It's having a simple, succinct message that you can video, that they can see you. It's going right to their door. It's picking 2 or 3 a day. You guys have heard this before. I had a rule. If I didn't have an appointment to go on, I go right to their door. If I didn't have an appointment to go on, I go right to their door. Right to their door. Why? Because I'm suited up anyways. Well, today I'm not suited up, but I'm suited up anyways. Call, text, email, visit, direct mail, find them on social media. Listen, and well, what happens when it goes to their spam? Fine. Not everyone's going to open their spam, but some people do. You open your spam sometimes, don't you? If I have a message that says, are you still accepting offers on your home? They're going to open it. They're going to respond to it. I'm not asking, are you interviewing agents for the job of selling your home? Those scripts are dead. You understand there's scripts out there written by trainers that haven't sold a house in 10 or 20 years. Those are dead. Follow ours. They're effective. They work. All right, let's talk hybrid farming for a minute. By the way, a lot of you have been through my listing mastery course, and maybe you're not on because you got it all figured out. If we have any listing mastery graduates on, let me see where my listing mastery graduates are. A handful of you have been through my listing mastery course, and all right, there we go. And we dive deep into each one of these sources. I mean, I spend 45 minutes on each source. 45 minutes on expireds, 45 minutes on hybrid farming, 45 minutes on database. We go real deep into these sources. So some of you will get the opportunity to join me for that. It's the only coaching program that I still teach today. We got a line of people wanting to coach one-on-one. I don't do much one-on-one. I only do a handful of one-on-ones. But group listing mastery, that's my thing. You don't take 227 listings in that period and you don't not know how to teach people how to take listings. So let's talk hybrid farming for a second. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for chiming in for my listing mastery graduates. Jesse, where is the Jesse Kelly messaged me directly? I need your listing presentation. Kelly, where's your listing presentation? All right. I need your listing presentations. My listing mastery grads, you know what I'm talking about. They send in their listing presentation and we critique it. And I give them ways to improve their actual presentation, and I send it back to them. Okay, let's talk hybrid farming. Hybrid farming is a cross between circle prospecting and farming. So you saw we had a ton of listings from hybrid farming. I think it was like 27 or 28 in that time frame, just from hybrid farming. Okay, for those of you that are coming to the summit, all right, we're going to be talking. We have a main stage segment, and we also have a breakout on hybrid farming. So we're big on hybrid farming because we're seeing results with it. So you choose a farm. So farming, you think of traditional farming, you pick a farm. How do you pick a farm? Well, let me give you a quick tip. You're going to want to pick a farm that has at least a 5% turnover ratio or higher. 5% turnover ratio or higher, which means then in a calendar year, for every 100 houses, there's 5 sales, which means there's actually 10 sides. There's 5 sales. There's actually 10 sides available. So you're going to pick a farm that has a 5% or more turnover. So every 100 houses every year, 5 or more sell. And instead of sending pumpkin seeds and postcards and all this other stuff the agents do, you're going to reach out either by the phone or at the door. That's the key to this working, because you're going to create a fast relationship with these people. You can't create a relationship off of a postcard. Okay. I'm sorry, it looks pretty, but this does not create a relationship. You create a relationship and you get future business over the phone and at their door. So you're going to pick a neighborhood that has high turnover, and once per month, you're going to call into the neighborhood and you're going to let them know of all of the listings and sales in the neighborhood, even if they're not yours. I don't care whose they are. I don't need them to have the perception that they're mine either, by the way. What will happen though is I will increase my credibility. And when my credibility comes up, guess who they're thinking of when it's time to list or sell? And if there's a neighborhood of 200 houses, 5% of 200 is 10. That means there's 20 sides available annually in a neighborhood. 200 houses, 10 sales, 20 sides available. You got to find a neighborhood with 5% turnover. Every market in the country has them. I'm going to get my piece of those 20 if I'm reaching out once per month. And by the way, here's the best part. The goal of hybrid farming, number one, is to get immediate business from the neighbors. Awesome. I love that. That's goal number one. Goal number two, get referrals from the neighbors. Watch. When you start developing relationships with one particular neighborhood, they're going to say, Jeff, no, listen, you've been keeping me so informed, but over the holidays, my nephew is going to be buying a house, and I gave them your information. Here's their information if you want to follow. You're going to start getting referrals from these people, because goal number two is to get referrals, and goal number three is add everyone to your database. I want everyone in my database. Okay, you can get neighborhood data from both Vulcan 7 and Red X. I want everyone in my database. So there's 3 goals with hybrid farming. Goal number 1, get immediate business from the neighbors. Goal number 2, get referrals from them. Number 3, at a minimum, you're at least going to build your database of people that are going to know you, like you, and trust you later. All right, so I'm reaching out once per month to let them know of all the listings and sales in the neighborhood. Stop doing your just listed, just sold postcards. You're wasting your money. Well, Jeff, I just got a listing from that. Yeah, you're going to get lucky every now and again. But if you want consistent listings, you're going to follow our hybrid farming method. The final thing I want to talk about today is for sale by owners. Here's what I love about for sale by owners right now. 2 years ago, a lot of agents gave up on for sale by owners. Why is that? Well, because you heard this. Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to list with a realtor? I got 6 buyers waiting to buy this house. Good luck to you in your industry. Click. Right? I mean, literally, we had for sale by owners tell us that real estate agents are going to be extinct. I don't even know why you're calling me, right? So it probably put a bad taste in your mouth. Understood. Today, do you know what I'm hearing from for sale by owners today? Watch this. Yeah, we know the market's not as good as it once was, but we thought we'd try it. And, if things don't work out, we'll consider interviewing agents. That's the for sale by owner I'm after. Those for sale by owners are coming back. So if you gave up on for sale by owners a couple years ago because they were like laughing in your face, it's time to bring for sale by owners back. I'm so excited. Let's make for sale by owners great again, right? I'm excited because for sale by owners are actually starting to respond better to us. So how do we work them? I follow this program. Ready? Write this down. Okay. There's a 5-week follow-up program for sale by owners. Write this down, please. You want to increase your results with for sale by owners? You're going to call them on 5 Mondays in a row. 5 Mondays in a row. There's no secret to this. Like, seriously, everyone's like, oh, what's the secret sauce? Don't get me wrong. Do we have direct mail? We sure do. Do we geofence them? We sure do. Okay, we're going to cover a lot of this in Listing Mastery for those of you that are planning on joining us. But when I look at where the majority of our results come from, it's because we're the last man standing, last man or last woman standing. I call 5 Mondays in a row. You know the best day to call for sale by owner? Absolutely, without question, a Monday. Worst day to call for sale by owner? Friday. Calling a for sale by owner on a Friday is like calling a seller for a price reduction when they have future showings. It's just not going to happen. So I'm calling them 5 Mondays in a row. Do you know that most for sale by owners list their home for sale between week 3 and week 5? By the way, Andrea, I love events. Do you know we have agents that don't even live in the neighborhood that they hybrid farm, and they do events in the neighborhood? Because you're going to get to a point where you're going to build rapport with these people. And you could say, hey, would it be great if we put on, a little Friday fish fry this summer? Oh, yeah, I'd love to host it. No problem. Well, can we use the clubhouse for that? We have agents in the Glover U system that are putting on events in neighborhoods that they don't even live in. That's the level of hybrid farming I want you to get to. All right, so watch this. There we go. I love that, Cassandra. 5 Mondays in a row. Most for sale by owners list their home for sale between week 3 and week 5. So watch this. If you're calling them 5 Mondays in a row, you're going to be the last one standing. Now, let me give you a few quick tips on for sale by owners. When you go on a for sale by owner listing appointment, so I want you to write down, update my for sale by owner listing appointment. A for sale by owner listing appointment. For sale by owner listing appointment, I want to make sure every time you go on a for sale by owner listing appointment, you're bringing a copy of their for sale by owner listing, whether it was on Zillow or wherever you found it. I need a copy of that because that's going to show that I'm taking their data seriously. And I know we poke fun at Zillow or whatever, but you have to understand these consumers love Zillow. Don't ever poke fun at Zillow. Zillow has spent billions of dollars building their brand and their trust with our clients. So don't ever bash something that they trust. You're going to bring copies of their for sale by owner listing so you have that. Just one's fine. I also want to make sure you're bringing 2 to 3 examples of sellers that you were able to get into multiple offer situation and sell for over the ask price. I want to be able to show them the results that I've had with sellers like them who thought they were netting more by selling it on their own. I also want you to bring, so that's number 2. The third thing I want you to bring is buyer consultation material. I want you to bring buyer consultation material. Why do I want you to bring buyer consultation material? Well, because a lot of for sale by owner appointments that I go on, and I've listed and sold over 1,000 for sale by owners in my career. A lot of for sale by owner appointments I go on, they're not ready to, they're not even thinking about listing. They don't want to talk about listing. But you know what I do get a chance to talk to them about? Where they're moving once they sell. I actually I don't doubt their ability to sell. I actually ask them where they're moving to, what takes them there, and I go down the buyer consultation route. If I'm not getting anywhere with them as a for sale by owner, I start talking about what my services as a buyer's agent look like. Because if I get them as a buyer, then I'm more than likely going to get their listing if it doesn't sell. So the third thing I have you bringing on your for sale by owner listing appointment is your buyer consultation material. Turn it into a buyer consultation if they're buying local. All right. So those are our a couple big sources of listings for us. Now I want to talk about one more thing before we're done today, and that is getting listings at the right price and getting them reduced. Because while we're going to go into deep detail in a lot of this in our listing mastery program, which I know a lot of you have already signed up for, there's a couple things I do want to get out on today's session. So by the way, are you guys getting value from today's session? Drop in the chat if you guys are getting value from today's session. I want to know who's getting value from today's session. Hopefully you are, because if so, we're going to keep doing these. You guys getting value today? All right, good. Well, listen, I have people, I had somebody come up to me in Salt Lake City last week, and they said, Jeff, where do you they were flipping through the workbook. Where do you come up with all this content? My response was, it's easy because I'm in it with you. I don't have to come up with any content. I just tell you what I'm doing. That makes it easy on me. So imagine if you got 16 weeks of this, and there's a way in a minute I'm going to share with you. If you're getting value today, imagine 16 weeks of this. Okay, so watch this. So I want you to write the script down, please. Days on market is the enemy to your home's value. Days on market is the enemy to your home's value. Every single time a seller tells you they want to start high so we can come down later, I'm making sure they understand that days on market is the enemy to their home's value. So what does that mean? Well, I put them, the key to this script working is put them not in the shoes of the buyer. All right, here's how this script works. Ready? So just write down days on market is the enemy to the home's value. And then underneath that, I want you to write, put them in their previous shoes, not the shoes of the buyer. Put them in their previous shoes. That's even stronger, right? You've heard people say, well, you got to put them in the shoes of the seller. You got to put them in the shoes of the buyer. You got to help them understand by put them in the shoes. No. Next level. Ready? Put them in their own shoes, their own previous shoes. So watch this. This is how it would sound. I'm just going to role play with myself. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, when you bought this house 7 years ago, you probably had some questions for your agent about the home. Do you remember what they were? Oh, gosh, it's been so long. Well, I mean, you know, what questions would you have had? Well, I probably asked about the condition. Is it a good neighborhood? How about, is it a good price? Yeah, probably. Is it a good value? By chance, did you at all ask? Again, I'm role playing with myself, but I'm role playing with a seller. By chance, did you at all ask, how long the home had been on the market? Were you at all concerned or were you curious even as to how long the home had been on the market before you wrote your offer? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We wanted to know that. And why did you want to know how long the home had been on the market? Well, because if the home had been on the market for a long time and it's like a light bulb goes off, if the home had been on the market a long time, well, then maybe we could get a better deal. Ding, 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 ding. And don't you think that most buyers are going to feel just like you? Of course they are. That's why it's important that we price it right out of the gate. Now, I use the days on market enemy script at the listing table when they're fighting me on price, as they often do. And I also use it when I'm trying to get a price reduction over the phone. Jeff, we just want to give it a few days. We just want to give it another week. We can do that. And you remember our conversation at the table. Days on market is really the enemy to your home's value. May I explain? Oh, yeah. Well, when you bought this house, you probably had some questions for your agent. Do you remember what they were? Da, 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 da. By chance, were you at all curious as to how long the home had been on the market? I'm just repeating it for you now. Yeah, we did want to know that. Why did you want to know that? Well, because if it had been on the market for a while, then we could get a better deal. Yes. And don't you think most buyers are going to feel just like you? That's why we have to start it right out of the gate, or we have to get it reduced now. Days on market is the enemy. It's killing your house. Every single appointment you go on, recite that script to them. All right. I've mentioned it a few times. I know we're tight on time, and I know a lot of people have been asking questions in the chat. So I hope you guys can appreciate we give a lot of stuff away for free. And I know a lot of you have been through our listing mastery, and I know a lot of you are planning on coming to our summit. All right. Our summit is coming up next month in January. So for those of you that have been through listing mastery, the next level for you would probably be the summit, get to one of our events. And if you have been through listing mastery, but it's been a couple of years or it's been a couple rounds, every single time I teach a program, it gets updated. Why do I update it? Because the industry changes. I mean, heck, last time I ran with listing mastery, the interest rates were like 8%. Now, when we start our next listing mastery program, interest rates will probably be 5.5%. The market changes. So I have to change the dialogue. I have to change the material. So I hope you guys can appreciate that. So what is listing mastery? You've heard me say it a few times. So listing mastery is the only program at Glover U that I coach. We've got some amazing coaches. I mean, marketing mastery, prospecting boot camp, buyer business accelerator, systems of real estate, team building. I mean, we got some amazing courses, and with great coaches, I've helped them write the material. So it's not like you're getting, you're still getting me in those as well. This is the only one, the one and only numero uno that I do. It's our original program, although it's been updated through the years. You have an opportunity to work with me directly for 4 months. We have 16 sessions. They're 45 minutes of live training, and then I always save 10 minutes at the end for Q&A. So you have an opportunity to raise your hand and ask any questions off of what I covered in that session. So you have an opportunity. This is 16 sessions for 55 minutes, essentially. 45 of them is training. 10 of them is you getting a chance to raise your hand and ask a question. It's the same price as all of our other programs. So it's $399 a month for 4 months. And watch this. I mean, what is that? 4, 8, 12, 16, $1,600. If you get one listing from this course, I mean, it's going to pay 10 times that. I have people all the time say, oh, Jeff, you should charge more for this. You should charge more. Well, listen, my mission at Glover U is to impact millions to live their most unreal life. And it's going to take me a long time to get to millions if we charge more. So I hope you find the price and the value fair. Anyways, you're going to get a full coaching workbook to operate from. You're going to get all of our scripts, all of our marketing material, every single thing I take out on a listing appointment. By the way, this is the only course. This is the only course we teach where you get a live copy of my listing presentation. And you don't just get a live copy of the presentation. We dissect it. I go through section by section by section. I'll say, see why I said this? I actually recorded a listing presentation live, and we dissect it during the Zoom. Every single thing I take out on a listing appointment, I mean, this is just one of them. It happens to be sitting in front of me. All of our seller material, you get PDF copies of. You also get access to a Listing Mastery Facebook group, which is a private Facebook group. Everyone in there has paid to be in Listing Mastery, so there's great referral partners. There's great role play partners. All of our tools are in there. All of our videos are in there. All of our listing material is in there. Our next session is starting the first week of February. So I saw that in the chat. It's the first week of February. If you're interested in joining me for Listing Mastery, just text the word listing to 55444. Text the word listing to 55444. You're going to work with me live all 16 weeks. I mean, we cover lead generation, lead conversion, all of our lead follow-up. What about Jeff, after I go on an appointment, how do you get them to call you back? I cover everything we do after the appointment, what we send them, when I follow up. How about this? Do you know what the rule of 5 is? The 5 is I touch every appointment I go on 5 times before I even get there. Well, what touches do you use? We'll cover those in the course. So we're covering everything from the start, which is like generating the lead, all the way through the entire listing process, which is after closing. Now, what do I do to generate more listings from them? Everything in the middle, our customer experience, our checklist, everything seller related, we share in Listing Mastery. And you have an opportunity to work with me for 16 months straight. Just text the word listing to 55444. It starts the first week of February. No better time to start. I'm going to have you prepared to take advantage of all those extra seller opportunities that are going to be floating around in the spring. You're going to go into the summer with a listing inventory, and you're going to have things pop off in the spring and summer that will more than cover the $399 a month in the program. I can promise you that. All right. Lastly, before we go today, this is our last winter webinar series. So I won't see you again until January at the summit, or maybe on prospecting day, which is January the 1st. So this is the last time you're going to hear me say this. If you haven't bought your ticket to the summit, the price goes up in one day at midnight. You have no idea what the summit is. We're spending 3.5 days on one focus and one focus only. Guess what it is? Building a massive listing inventory. Why would that be our focus? You know, listen, and I don't mean this to be rude or cold or anything like that, but I'm getting a lot of questions right now about, Jeff, what do you think about this whole commission lawsuit and all this? Don't get me wrong. We've had to arm our agents with different scripts. Absolutely, we have. We've had to tell them how to respond differently. And you know, at the same time, do you know what my response is? I'm not worried about a commission lawsuit because I'm a listing agent. The listing agents control the commission. And as long as you become a listing agent, you won't have to worry about your income. You control it as a listing agent. So the summit, we're spending January 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th, 3.5 days. All right. The 18th is a day full of masterminds, which is phenomenal masterminds. Everything related to listing and selling more homes. Everything from marketing, social media, sources of business, the scripts, everything. You're going to be surrounded by people who are using the Glover U system at a high level. Now, when you get a chance to take a look at events today, I get it. It like scares people because events are $1,000 a ticket or $1,500 a ticket. Our price is only $499. People are like, Jeff, how do you even make money on that? We don't. I do it because my personal mission is to impact millions. And if I can provide something of value, something that you come back and back over and over and over again, then I know I'm going to impact your life in a big way. I have a lot of people say, well, Jeff, I'm sorry, I'm already going to my company's conference. You know, my franchise is putting on a conference. My corporation is putting on a conference. This is different. Your company conferences don't count. Why is that? Well, because your company conferences, they're designed to make you feel good about working for the company, which I appreciate that. That's goal number 1. Goal number 2 should be to help you list and sell more homes, and I imagine that that's the intention. What's different with us? I don't have a dog in the fight for number 1. I don't care what company you work for. If you get the chance to come to our event in Phoenix, you're going to be surrounded by 1,000+ agents from all over, from North America, the US, and Canada, of all brands. I mean, everyone's represented. Century 21, Coldwell Banker, ERA, Real, EXP, Keller Williams. I mean, all the independents, they're there. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I asked our video team to put together a 90-second video to show you what we're going to be doing next month. And when we come back, I'm going to give you a little special deal. All right, so check this out because I have one more announcement when we come back, and I'm also going to give you a special deal. All right, check it out. If you want to go from X to 2X, you have to make a change in your business. If you want to go from X to 5X or even 10X, you need to make a change in your life, and you need to start now. There's a reason why top producers are always getting to the best real estate conferences.
I've been to many conferences throughout my 12-year career, and this is one of the best I've ever attended.
If you want to be a millionaire, you have to hang around millionaires.
They're selling real estate at a high level, they're very successful, and these are definitely the people you want to be around.
So this is an opportunity for you to get out of your everyday environment and hang around people who are where you want to be.
Not only are they coaching it, but these guys are doing it.
The reality is that only 10% of real estate agents survive in this business, and even fewer thrive. Why should you follow me and come to our Live Unreal Summit? Because I'm in the trenches with you, taking listings, going on appointments, and selling homes. I know what it takes to go from X to an unreal life, and it is my personal mission to take you there. No other real estate coach in North America sells as much as I do.
The exponential growth that I've seen since I started with Glover U has been incredible.
And we'll be sharing the lead generation, the lead conversion, social media, listing, buyer, and database value propositions, digital marketing, video, and so much more.
The intimate setting of just top agents from all over. We are definitely Glover lovers.
You'll hear from over 30 top agents from across North America. As main stage panelists, we'll have breakout sessions, masterminds, one-on-one interviews, and we get to have some fun too. You can stay and enjoy everything that Sheraton Grand Wild Horse Pass has to offer. Between golf, the pool, spa, kayaking, everything's on site. Bring your team in early and take advantage of the Sunday Fun Day activities and all that the resort has to offer. Your future in this business rests on the commitments you make today. So what are you waiting for? We'll see you this January. Yes. What are you waiting for? Because as of the 22nd, all right, so like 12:01 on 12/22, the prices go up. I know a lot of you out there already have your flights, already have your rooms, but for some reason you didn't get your ticket yet. So go get it now, or maybe you're waiting on a special deal. I'm going to give you a special incentive right now. So if we can have that dropped in the chat, all right, so I'm going to give you $100 off your ticket right now. Use code Jeff100. There's the link, gloveru.com/summit. $100 off your ticket. And here's my recommendation to you if you're on, okay? My recommendation is really, if you want to be a listing master in 2024, I want you to split your plan in two. Step one is getting to the summit. And the reason why that's step one is because you're going to be surrounded by other listing agents, other top producing listing agents that have been following our system for a long time. People that have been through Listing Mastery. You're going to hear from people on stage that are using our stuff at a high level. You're going to hear breakout sessions from people that are using our techniques at a very high level. That's step one. That's going to give you everything you need. You're going to go back with a workbook full of notes. Step two is jumping into Listing Mastery the first week of February, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything you've learned while we're together at the summit, and we're going to chunk it down into 16 sessions, 16 weeks worth of sessions. So I want you to think of it like this. The summit is the what. It's what we're going to be doing, what you need to do. Here's what we're changing in 2024, our database value proposition and how we're getting more seller business from our database. The summit is the what. Listing Mastery is the how. So I'm going to give you the what first. So come to Phoenix and join us January 15th through the 18th. Flights are still cheap. The hotel just opened up another set of rooms, and there's always rooms becoming available because some people cancel, then some people book. So you'll be able to stay on site or at least nearby. There's a casino right nearby with a beautiful hotel with 24/7 shuttle also. So go get your ticket for the summit. Use the code Jeff100 to get $100 off. Take advantage of that. You're now paying $3.99 when everyone else is paying $4.99. And on the 22nd, I believe they go up to $5.99. So don't wait on that. All right. I believe that code is only good for today anyways. I believe it's only good till midnight. All right. So take advantage of the $100 off. I'll see you in Phoenix in just 3 weeks. And wow, the holidays are right around the corner. So listen, I want to wish everyone a beautiful holiday time. I want you to spend as much time as you can with your family and friends. And also, don't forget about your ROT on those dates that I shared earlier in today's segment. I will see you next time on January 1st if you're going to join me for the biggest prospecting day of the year. I very much appreciate you guys joining us, all my first timers throughout the year, all of my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 11th, 12th, whatever timers. We had a lot of great events this year. We had a lot of fun. Go have a great holiday season with your family and get ready to execute right now. Let's get after it. I'll see you next month in Phoenix, and I'll see you in Listing Mastery. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great holiday.